I'm going to start off this vlog with a question, and for any of you who are comfortable, please give me your answer at the end of the video. So here's the question. What is a dream to you? I'm not talking about you sleep and you're in that dream state. I'm talking about what is your goal? That's it. Your dream, what is your goal? Okay. You see, since I suffer from depression, it's hard for me to picture a future. I can't even picture next week in my mind. I'm going through day by day, hour by hour, and it's exhausting to just wait for death to come upon you. I mean, it seems really easy, but it's really exhausting emotionally, mentally, and it comes to the point where I'm fatigued during the day, and I take several naps because I just can't handle being alive. But the downside of that is I don't even get good sleep because I usually end up having nightmares, and my body just doesn't go and perform the proper cycle to wake up, that was a good night's rest. I can't wake up that way. It's very, very hard for me to do that. And for any of you who see this and say, oh, well, she's just this teenage girl who doesn't actually have depression and la la la. I know how you trolls are. Jesus Christ, get a life. But, no, I'm professionally diagnosed with this, and I would show you my records. They're literally in my drawer that's in front of me, but, I mean, why do I have to prove to you that I'm professionally diagnosed with this? I don't know. But back onto the topic, since to have a dream, you need to picture the future. And I don't know, it's hard for me. I don't know about other people who have depression. People have depression from outside reasons, being bullied all their life and stuff like that. I mean, I've been bullied a lot during my life, but it's mainly because I was born with it. It's just, I walk through the day, I'm in this mindset, and this mindset is, maybe today's gonna be my last day, because I might smile at my school friends, and I might joke and laugh at school and seem normal. That's really my outward appearance is normal. And I mean, if you saw me during my daily life, you would think nothing's really wrong with me other than the part that I have a lot of fake laughing. When it's not trying to be fake, it's just some jokes just shouldn't be made, but I laugh anyways, because you know what? they had the courage to tell that joke, so I'm gonna laugh. But that's the thing though with mental illnesses, unless they have like physical or like, you know, really outward symptoms, you don't know. I mean, you could pass by someone on the street who's talking to their mom or a friend, and you know, they look normal, but inside that person that you just passed by, they could be suffering. They could be, you know, having a war inside their head. And I don't think that a lot of people realize that. And I don't think a lot of people realize that depression is a serious illness. It's not something that you can see from, you know, the naked eye. Like, there's no symptoms that pop out like teenagers. Like I said, I take a lot of naps, but you know, people say, oh, you know, teenagers, they always sleep, you know. It's just all the symptoms for depression are like symptoms of being a teenager, pretty much, you know, where you get irritated a lot, you're fatigued, and you're overcome with stress. It's just the normal teenage thing nowadays, and you know, it's just hard to speak up and say, I'm not a normal teenager. I need help. It's really hard, and you know, it's just something that's even hard to admit to yourself sometimes, that you're not normal, no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you want to be, you know, that you want to fit in, and you go to these extremes, and at the end of the day, you just sit back and you think, and you know that you're not normal because you just went by your day and it just felt fake. I mean, my day usually consists of feeling like I'm not there. Like, my body is here, but my mind, my soul, my personality, who I really am, is somewhere completely different. Maybe not even on Earth for that matter. But I don't know if it's like that for everyone. It's kind of my out-of-body experience that I do. I don't know. But back to what I was saying. When you don't think you have a future, you don't want to work, you don't want motivation, you don't want to be happy if you don't have a future. If you feel like you don't have a future, you just don't want to be happy. And you know, it's just like, well, if my life is like this now, the future probably isn't that bright. I mean, why should I even try now? It's the future. I mean, you can't predict it, but at the same time, the human mind makes great links of things that we don't know about. Like back in the day where people thought the earth was flat and the sea ended if you reached the end of the world and you just float out in space and stuff, or there's sea monsters. It's because we didn't know what the world actually held for us, and I don't think that we'll ever know. We might get close to knowing everything, but I don't really think we would ever fully 100% understand what goes on around here. I mean, science can't answer everything, no matter how hard we insist that it does. I mean, if you just think about the very basic thing, people who discover scientific things are the ones who make up science. Like, I mean, whoever named the very tiny cell, an atom, a molecule, we didn't know what they were until someone found it and then gave it a name. Honestly, we could just refer to it, like if someone else named it differently, we could refer to it as like a pea. I don't know. Another thing with thinking you have no future is looking up to people who have such a bright future, and sometimes it's actually getting irritated at that, and you just think they didn't do anything to deserve that. Everything was just handed to them on a silver spoon, like the Kardashians. It's just, a lot of the good people don't get noticed, and it's because negative spreads faster. You have a whole lot of positivity in your life and positivity all around you, and you have this bright future, but recently, like it's happening now, something negative from your past comes up and bites you in the ass. Like, you could have done a million positive things, but that one thing that you said from a year, maybe even just like a week ago, just come up and just ruin you. And that's kind of why the world is the way that it is that we just pay attention to the positive stuff. I mean, we don't pay attention to the positive stuff, and we pay attention to the negative. Have you also noticed that as a child, someone came up to you and asked, if you were granted one wish, what would it be? You would look up to the adult and you would smile, and your answer would probably be world peace. But as we grow up, that same question's asked, a wide variety of things start popping up, and that original answer that you gave of world peace slowly starts to disappear, and it doesn't even cross your mind when the question is asked. And I think that's because as we go older, we realize we can't achieve world peace. It's impossible. Everyone is just greedy, and they want something that they can claim as theirs, but there's just not enough, and there never will be, because it's just never enough for people to be satisfied with what they have. It's just kind of ridiculous to me. I mean, why do we need all these different lands, these different boundaries? It's all just names, it's all just labels, and if we just got rid of that, and we just have our cultures and we just live and not worry about how much land that you have, because in the end it's never going to be your land, because eventually you'll die and it won't go with you. Well, I guess that wraps up the random thoughts for this video, but please answer down in the comments now. What is your dream?